Welcome back, guys. Here we are with the AU-1 Corsair. This is the Marines attack variant with a little extra armor. It has the same power as the F4U-4B, but unfortunately with a little bit of extra armor in this plane, it kind of slows it down. Now, if you guys haven't figured out how to get this plane yet, this is part of Gaijin Space Race kind of program, I guess you could call, going on right now, where you have to collect a bunch of materials and whatnot and get to space. Details I'll link in the description. But first of all, the aircraft. Again, I said this is basically an F4U-4B engine. It's the same airframe, but it has a lot more armor. And unfortunately, that armor slows you down. Also worth noting is that the engine in this aircraft, while putting out the same power, is tuned for low altitude. So it has no high altitude performance, which is not going to spell well when you're facing nothing but K4s and Doras. Also, real quick, guys, if you haven't heard already, I'm giving away 10,000 Golden Eagles. And if it goes so well, I will give away 15,000, possibly 30,000 Golden Eagles. If you want to know more, links in the description. I'll tell you how. Alright, so we're going to break away from the gameplay real quick, and we're going to show you this. So this is all the armor. This is the differences between the AU-1, and if we look real quick, let's switch over to the F4U-4B. You'll see real quick that it only has just a little bit of armor. Now, looking at the X-Ray, we have the R2800 Double Wasp engine. Same power. Let's go back real quick to compare. It is the same exact power, but unfortunately, with the added weight of the armor, it actually slows this plane down quite a bit. So in an Air RB perspective, this plane is not going to be a very good contender. But I will say, if you are a ground pounder, if you do ground RB, you have a lot of options to choose from. 3 Tiny Tims, HVARs, and Tiny Tims. I mean, you can load this plane out if you wanted to. So for ground RB, I guarantee that you guys are going to love this plane. That being said, it kind of knocks it back down to the 4.3, actually 4.7 Corsair variant, the F4U-1D, which is a good plane in itself, but unfortunately does not have the power of the 4B, so you have these issues getting to altitude before everybody else. So in this case, I've got a Dornier 335 coming at me. He might be a slouch when it comes to turning, but I definitely do not want to dance in front of his guns. But the problem that people don't realize with these Corsairs is you've got to respect these guns. He flies straight. We pop a shot, set him on fire, and that is game over for the Dornier. Even if he puts that engine fire out, he ain't going very far. 1 kill down, and we're extending, and you see very quickly how I'm not going that fast, and I have people above me. So I hear people talking about the thermals on this plane, and I'm going to be honest, I've only played 2 matches. That's enough for me to make a judgment call on this aircraft right now, because it definitely lacks the power. It definitely lacks the power at higher altitudes, and that's where this Wasp engine that's on this aircraft was actually tuned for lower altitudes, because it is an attack variant. So you are not going to be finding much success in fighting the K4s and other aircraft and German aircraft that are particularly tuned for a high altitude. You're not going to find any success fighting them up there. So you're going to have to take them down to the deck, and I'll tell you, unfortunately, this is where things get hairy, because this aircraft needs about 550 to 600 kilometers an hour to actually be combat effective. Well, I can't even reach that in a straight line, so I have to dive to get that speed. So here's where I start setting it up. So I got these guys coming. I see the 109 that's nice and high. We know that's a K4. I got a couple other 109s. I don't want to get too involved. My squad mate over there is he's a little rusty. But he's in a 4B. I'm going to try and see if I can help him out real quick, get this Dornier off his tail. Dornier pulls into a head-on. We lob a few bullets. I unfortunately missed. But we're going to extend a little bit. I'm going to drop my nose because I want to try and get back up to 550 kilometers an hour. I'm a little slow. So here comes the K. We get to 500. Here we go. We start taking him into a slight spiral. I want to set up for reversal, so I'm going to start leading my turn just a little bit early. Stay just ahead of his turn. He's in his compression range. We pull up behind him, and not quite lined up, because guess what? The rudder on these aircraft, on all the Corsairs, really sucks. And all of a sudden, in a 4B, I could have followed him. In this aircraft, I can't, and now I am slow, and so I have to drop my nose again and continue back down to the deck. I didn't have any hope of winning this match, especially being in this situation right off the bat. But we're going to extend, try and keep a little bit of speed up. I'm keeping the WEP off because, well, there's a limited WEP on this aircraft. It should be around 13 minutes, maybe 12. But at the same time, it keeps my thermals down. You see, I'm slowly bleeding speed. Not too bad, but the second I start turning, it goes bye-bye real quick. I see my opportunity to get over on Play Future here, see if I can help him out. So we pull back in. Squad mate goes down, unfortunately. Right now, though, my mindset is just to kind of reset, grab a little bit of speed, and start climbing just a little bit. I don't want to go into this fight with less than 500 kilometers an hour. And at the same time, I don't want to get, tag teamed by 2 people at once. That is definitely not going to be a recipe for success in this aircraft. Maybe in the 4B, you could probably get away with it. This one, definitely not. So we're doing a slow climb, slow reset, come back in. These guys are getting aggressive on some of my teammates. My teammates are doing pretty good so far. So now I'm just subtly turning back in. I see this 109. I'm definitely eyeballing him. I know he's going to go for me in a second. I'm just waiting for him to make his move. And it looks like here he comes. So I drop my nose just a little bit because I'm slow. And here we go, we're sacrificing a little bit of altitude for airspeed. Not as fast as I wanted to be, but it's enough to pull towards him. Unfortunately, gets a hit on me. Doesn't do a whole hell of a lot of damage, thankfully. Doesn't hit my engine. Try and pull a shot in reversal, but now I'm slow. Not good. See the other 109 coming at me. Don't know what he's doing. Again, I say people do not respect these guns. We fire a couple bullets at him, and he is gone. If you know how to aim, you'll enjoy it. But the other guy's coming in behind us now. So here we go. K4 is coming in. I don't have a ton of speed, but I'm just going to do a little bit of rolling left to right as I'm turning. He's going to pull under me. Doesn't expect me, I think, to stick with him. He's going for a head-on with the other guy or something, and he is gone. 3 kills down, but I am on the deck. My engine is getting warm, and I have another K4 behind me. Thankfully, the K4 is occupied by somebody else right now, so we turn back in. Got a 190 coming at me. We'll go ahead and try to pop a couple bullets at him, but nope, never mind. There is the classic full commit head-on. Why do people do that? Why do people do that? Especially the P-51H, which is highly superior to the 190 Dora. But this guy is nice and slow. Thankfully, I don't think he realizes that he can outrun me, but the rudder on this aircraft, again, here it is, showing its true colors, where I have issues trying to line up my bullets, but he pulls right into it. And that is kill 4. And that is pretty much going to be the end of this match. There is, I think, 2 guys left. One guy crashes on landing, and the other one, he goes back and he sits on the airfield, and by the time he takes off, these tickets finally expire. And that is, yeah, it's frustrating, but whatever. Overall opinions on this aircraft, though, I will say, if you are strictly an ARB pilot, don't even bother. It's at 5.7 right now. You could have the 4B, you could put a talisman on it, and you could get all the research that you needed. 4B is a highly superior plane, turns better, has better power. It'll do 600 on the deck. I mean, tenfold better aircraft. This one, unfortunately, is not well suited for ARB. It is an attacker. It's better than some attackers, don't get me wrong, but overall, just not really worth it in that sense. If you guys have any questions, though, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer them in the comments. Until then, thanks again. Good luck if you're entering in the giveaway, and we'll see you guys around.